another thing I had mentioned, which I didn't get to clarify or talk about this whole time, since we're just chatting, or I'm just chatting, is my scar. I think it is here. It's on here somewhere, and you've probably seen it in many of my other videos, but I wanted to kind of tell the story of how that happened. I was in undergrad and I came for summer school. I think it was the summer of 2009 or 10, either 9 or 10, I can't remember. But this really wonderful lady from a church thought she would be very kind, sweet woman. Felt bad for us because we didn't have cars, us international students. A lot of us didn't have cars. Getting a driver's license was like ridiculous. I'll tell you that story another day, but it's been very difficult being international. And you know, we would need clothes or something for an occasion, or just food, just groceries from Walmart, and we would have to be like, hey, so are you going to Walmart? Like they didn't have, the international center when I went did not have a shuttle that went every week or every other week to Walmart. They expected you to eat from the cafeteria. To them it was like, well, if you don't have a car, eat on campus. But my dorm was so far away from, like, sorry, my residence hall. Why don't they like the word dorm? I don't get it. Was really far from the cafeteria, and the cafeteria was really a freshman sophomore thing. At that point, I was either a junior or senior. I was not about to be no, but also like international students, one thing people forget, and they always forget this, is we don't eat the same thing Americans just eat. Like I remember looking at salads like, where is the egusi soup? Where is the meat? Can I get some goat? What is this? Like, what do I eat this salad with? Like, what is this? Like I don't do salads. Like back home, if we eat vegetables, it's in a soup. It's got meat and oil and like it's got the works. So the salad was like a different thing. So I remember in high school, in boarding school, I would always go we had this ice cream fridge, unlimited ice cream. I lived off of ice cream because everything else, eventually they gave us rice. I think they started bringing out a rice cooker, but they would give us rice and like soy sauce, and that was it. And Nigerians, we don't just eat white rice and soy sauce and call it a day. We eat white rice and stew and chicken or something like that. Like we eat, it's not, you know, so, but I took what I could get. Hey, white rice is better than no rice. But you know, you come to college and it's the same thing. But in college, my dorm had a little bit of a kitchen. So I could actually cook Nigerian food if I could get some ingredients. So why would I go to the cafeteria and eat like just basic stuff that's not, I'm homesick already at this point. I think I'd been in the country, gosh, 2004 to 2008. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'd been here for like, or 2009 really. I'd been there for so long. I was already like homesick. I was missing home, thus my tattoo. I just, you know, you're not around your parents all the time. You don't get somebody to speak your language to. Like you're homesick. So you're not trying to eat just salads and like pizza and french fries. So yeah, this lady, because I deviated once again, this lady was trying to be nice. It was summer school, which meant campus was kind of empty. There weren't that many people to beg favors from. And she offered to give us a ride to the mall in North Carolina. I think it was Concord Mills. And it was all great. I was in the car. It was me and some Korean girls and some Chinese girls. And she was trying to introduce us to each other. And she was like, hey, you know, I was the last to be picked up because I mixed up the times. So they had to wait for me. So I felt so bad. I was just apologizing to them. So I had just gotten into the van. I hadn't gotten a chance to wear my seatbelt. And she was trying to introduce us to each other. So she's driving the big old van by herself. I think it was maybe a church. No, I think it was her family's van. I don't think it was a church van. And it was just, I remember it was white, and she was trying to introduce us to each other. So she turned around and she was like, hey, Toby, have you met? And she was trying to, you know, introduce each person. And out of nowhere, because I'm still like distracted trying to say hi, we just get rammed from the side, like rammed hard. Turns out, you know, this was right in front of the school library. It's a T-junction. And she wasn't paying attention because she turned around to introduce us. And she ran a red light. So one of, I don't know, some bus or a van was coming from this side and we were going straight. So I guess I'll use this hand. We were going straight and the van was coming here and their light was green, so they were just gunning it because they had to make a turn to join, like to come on this side of our street. They weren't going straight across, they were trying to turn. And so she just ran the light, they just rammed right into us. And I was in the back seat on this side, on the right side. So my side was the side that got hit. I was not wearing a seatbelt. I think I was in the process of saying hi, and I was like at the same time texting like a friend. I was doing all the things you shouldn't do. I shouldn't be wearing a seatbelt, and out of nowhere, we get rammed. And I remember so clearly, everything was ringing. I guess she pulled the van over. This is an old lady, by the way. I hope she's not watching. You're not that old, ma'am. You're kind of young. It's okay. But she's like a grandma. And so she gets, we get hit, and she pulls over. And I mean, we got hit so bad that we ended up, so I told you it's a T-junction. We ended up on the other side of the median, on the other side, like we rammed into like, I don't know, like the school wall. Like, I don't even know. It was bad. It was really bad. The ambulance was called. Cops were everywhere. It was just like, what is going on? And with international kids, I always say this point. If anything happens to us, God forbid, but if anything happens to us, they have to ship us home. Because I'm not gonna get married, like at that point, I was not gonna get married in America when my whole entire family was in Nigeria. They were gonna have to ship, and shipping a body home this is morbid, but it's really expensive. I know because somebody, a friend of mine said, you know, they were flying home, their dad was sick and he passed away on the plane. So they had to pull the plane over just in a random place, get a coffin and put him in that, and then fly him as a body the rest of the, like, can you imagine being on a flight with a, we got morbid for a sec and I deviated, my bad, I'm sorry. Back to the point, I was not about to get shipped home. I was not ready to go. So all these international kids are sitting there freaking out, speaking all their languages. Everybody's freaking out. I'm calling my brother. And the ambulance comes and they're like, oh ma'am, your lips are busted. I was like, what? I look in the mirror and literally my lip was like hanging off, like torn off, like just bad. Like, I don't know, maybe the inside just flipped out. It was bad. And my face was bleeding and everything. Now here's the catch. I did not have health insurance, which is bad. The school always requires us to get health insurance, but usually you have the first 2 weeks of school to get it. And I was in the first 2 weeks of school, so I hadn't gotten it yet. All I was thinking is, oh my God, I don't have health insurance. Don't take me to the hospital. I don't want to know. And they were like, ma'am, your lips will never heal right. You will have a chunk of stuff missing out of your lips. Like, you cannot not go to the hospital. So the fire truck, the ambulance, everybody's like, you have to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll go to the school clinic, it's free, I'm good. Like, lip hanging off, I'm good. I don't want to owe, I'm good. I don't have health insurance, I should, but I don't, I'm good. And meanwhile, the lady is freaking out, she's crying. One of her sons came, thank God he was in the area. It was just bad. It was just really bad. Everybody's crying, everybody's making calls. And the ambulance came, they checked everything, the fire truck, they moved the car out of the way, the van, and whatever. So her husband joins us and he takes us, just a few people that felt like they were hurt, because I think a piece of plastic from one of the dividers, like, you know when you climb to the seats, I guess had hit me in the face, so that's what cut me. So he took some of us to the clinic, the ones that didn't want to go with the ambulance. So, I mean, I think everybody else was pretty much fine, just whiplash. But it took me and a few other people to the school clinic, which was like 2 blocks away. And we get in there and the nurse just takes one look at me and goes, nope, you gotta go to the ER. Like, I can't do anything for you. It's like, great, I have no health insurance and I have to go to the ER. So anyway, we get in the car and he drives us to the ER. And then we sit there for like hours. It felt like hours. I feel like when people talk about waiting in the ER, like, it's no joke. They go in order maybe of how serious your injury is, but we waited forever. And if I had known, I guess I would have gotten on my phone and just bought some quick insurance real quick. I wasn't processing on any of that. I was just like, what's going on? Is my lip gonna fall off while we're waiting? What's going on? And so finally we get addressed, and you know, they stitched me up. So they stitched my lips. So if I talk all funny, I don't think this has anything to do with it. I think I really just talk, my mouth moves to the right or the left or whatever when I talk. I can't help it. But yeah, I do have stitches in my lips, and then they didn't do anything about this scar. You know, and Brennan was like, you know, it's easy. They should have given you, I don't know the name of the product. It's a product that helps you not scar. They give it to kids a lot. He was just like, it's just, they should have just recommended you get that. But I guess in the moment we weren't thinking of that. Oh my God, I have to tell you, the bill from the ER came. Just for walking in the door, I think it was like 2 grand. Just to walk in the ER door. And then I'm looking at the bill and it's like, we used gauze on you, that would be this much money. Cotton wool used, thread used, physician's time. It's like they nickel and dimed every single thing from that visit. So now I do not play with health insurance because like that's crazy. Luckily though, the lady that was driving us, her car insurance people paid off my medical bill, so that was good. But yeah, so that's the story of how I got my scar on my stitches, my lips. But you can't really tell. I don't think you can tell. Let's see, you can't tell. It's just, I mean, Brandon didn't know, nobody knows. I don't tend to tell guys because who wants to make out with busted lips? I'm sorry, like I'm too TMI sometimes.